Excuse me. So, ready for something interesting from last year's week one predictions?
Okay, let's see what this is about.
We both did not pick the winner. We both lost the first game.
Huh?
We did not pick. We both lost the very first game of the NFL season.
Who was that?
Kansas City chasing the New England Patriots.
Oh,
That dramatic comeback.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We picked New England to win that game, and Kansas City won it.
Which kind of surprised me because Kansas City had that game beat.
Mm-hmm. New England did.
That right. New England had that game beat, but they just collapsed. And it was just like,
Alex Smith just said, I have other plans, pimp.
yeah, I got other plans. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to do is fine by me. I'm just gonna go ahead and just take this comeback and call it night.
Yeah. So with that being said, you went 12-4 week one. You only lost 4 games, and that was one of them. I went 11-5 week one. Lost 5 games. That was one of them. The other games that we both lost, or me and you, we lost the Arizona Cardinals Detroit Lions game. The Lions won that game. I want to say by the final score of 23-35. And then actually one of our disagreement games, Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins. You picked the Bucks. I picked the Dolphins. Bucks won, which makes me mad going into the season. We'll get into that in just a few minutes.
I think I know what you finna do. I think I finna know where you finna go right with this one.
I'm not
I know where
happy.
you're going.
Not happy about that. So with that being said,
And I think we're thinking the same thing. I think we're gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with you on this.
we might.
Same thing.
We might be. Then the other disagreement game that we had, Indianapolis Colts and the Los Angeles Rams. You picked the Rams. I picked the Colts. Rams won. And then our other disagreement game. This is when you was on G-Men squad. The New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys. You picked the Giants. I picked the Cowboys. The Cowboys won. And then we both lost the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings games. We both picked the Saints, and the Vikings won. Again, that makes me mad, and we will get into that also in today's podcast.
Oh, man. Dude, that sucks. Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. I ain't happy about it. Not happy about that at all.
It just sit down and makes you think, and it's just like, damn, these games are unpredictable. They're ridiculous.
Which is why, in preview, I do not like the NFC South. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk. Next.
Indianapolis, Indiana. This is the Double Take Sports Talk Show with the Watch Brothers. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, your hosts, Darren Watts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Welcome to our podcast with me, Darren Watts. Say hello to Darrell Watts II. D-Dub, what's going on?
Yo, what's shaking, everybody? Welcome to our podcast, NFL Style. Darren Watts, what's happening?
You got it. You know the deal. Another day of podcasting.
Another day of podcasting. On a weekday.
Tuesday evening, to be specific. Scheduling conflicts have us where we are doing this on a Tuesday night. It will be out Thursday.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's go ahead and start this podcast off. We'll have Darrell's evaluation from week 1 of the Indianapolis Colts Cincinnati Bengals game, which I was impressed, but not impressed with. And then we'll talk about our disagreement games amongst those, actually that one. And then we'll have Darrell's playbook going into next week. Well, this upcoming week 2 of the NFL with predictions for week 2. And then we'll have the headlines, and then we'll have the final thoughts of our podcast. Darrell, are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and start this baby off with Darrell's evaluation for the Indianapolis Colts. Week 1, Cincinnati Bengals and the Indianapolis Colts. When you are good and ready, the floor is yours.
Okay. Before I get into my evaluation report for the Colts and the Bengals from week 1, let me be the first to say that I was very impressed with the Indianapolis Colts. Whatever shape or form of what they've been dealing with during the offseason, they have handled it real well, for 1. And 2, I was impressed with them the way they played yesterday. I was very impressed. However, looking at my evaluation report from the game, of course, I'm taking a look at the key stats from I had discussed from last week's podcast from the playbook of the Colts and the Bengals. Of course, the final score was Bengals 34, the Colts 23. Taking a look at the rushing portion of this is what I believe was what's going to be the downfall for the Colts, and I'm going to take a quick look at this real quick. Jordan Wilkins, he had 14 carries for 40 yards. Of course, he had absolutely no touchdowns. Then Naheem Hines, he had 5 carries for 19 yards. Of course, no touchdowns. Then you had Christine Michael. He had 2 carries for 9 yards. Of course, no touchdowns. Then you have Andrew Luck. He had 1 carry, 7 yards, and of course, no touchdowns. Let me just say something about this Andrew Luck run for 7 yards. I just want to say this. He took that hit like a champ.
Yes, he did.
He took that. You can't tell this man nothing. He was like the Incredible Hulk. He was just like, yeah, I'm ready now. Who's gonna hit me next? But see, that was just the only run he had. So yeah. He was like, I ain't gonna go through this again. I've already had damaged kidneys and shoulder injuries. I'm good, bro.
You know why that was his only carry? You know why?
Why?
He found.
He what? Now I can't hear you. Must be nice, Darren. I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. Every podcast.
Now can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He found holes in the defense. That's why.
Yeah.
He found holes in the defense.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was, I just had to say that boy took that hit like a champ.
Yeah.
That, he's like, I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I'm just going to see if I can find some holes. He pretty much did.
He did.
In there.
In my honest opinion, look like you're a little rusty. But
he was like on the third possession of the third play of that possession, he threw a pick. So that just told you that was complete rustiness on his behalf.
And the only pick in that game.
And the only pick he threw in that game. Yep. The only pick he threw in that game. All right, moving on to the Bengals side. Joe Mixon had 17 carries and 95 yards and 1 touchdown. He looked good on the running end and on the receiving end from scrimmage. Apparently, losing the 15 pounds really paid off.
Nice job, pimp. Nice job.
So, anyway, Andy Dalton, he had 2 carries for 8 yards. Of course, no touchdowns. And Giovanni Bernard, this is the biggest disappointment in the Bengals history, in my personal opinion. He only had a carry for -2 yards. He had absolutely no touchdowns. So, you get a total of 2 touches, man, and you're in negative yardage. That's a rough start to your season, player. That's a rough start to your season. All right. The total yards from week 1 from the Colts and the Bengals. For the Colts, they had 75 total rushing yards, and in the defensive rushing yards, they gave up 101. And, of course, on the flip side of it, the Bengals had 101 rushing yards, and they gave up 75 yards rushing. So that was my distinction of what I felt was going to be the problem for the Colts, that they didn't get the ground game going. And, of course, with Andrew Luck throwing 59 times, or 56 or 59 times, that kind of got my attention too. So,
supposed to be a high-powered offense. Supposed to be a heavy attack of the West Coast. That's why he threw it that many times.
But, yeah, man, you still got to at least get your ground game going first. You only get, 75 total rushing yards? Shoot, you barely didn't even get over 80.
Well, sometimes doing the pass attack first kind of helps wear the defense down, where you hand off the ball, you could be able to try to spot some holes in the defense.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this. If the Colts want to actually be that heavy pass attack, they need to win from the Saints. I'm just being honest about it. But, of course,
he threw 53 times.
53 times.
Yeah.
53 times.
Completed 39 of it.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I think Frank Reich is heading in the right direction throwing the football.
I mean, he is going in the right direction, but I still personally feel that your ground game got to get it going. They have to get it going. And, of course, because your offensive line, like I've been expressing before, your offensive line are having some hits and misses with the protection. I
mean, what makes it different from the running game? If they haven't missed hits with the pass protection, what makes it different from the running?
It wouldn't make any difference. It's just the fact that that's how the result is going to be. If you're not protecting your quarterback, you ain't gonna be able to protect your running back from the running game. And you're not gonna be able to find the holes necessary because you're gonna be under pressure. But I just still feel that they have to find some way to get that going in order to help with the pass attack, which is going to be the key ingredient for most of the Colts' victories. And they threw pretty heavy Sunday, but they still ended up losing the game in return. So that's why I believe that the ground game is going to keep going.
Well, Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, quick notes from that game. Despite the loss, the Colts looked really good on both sides of the ball. They made plays that counted it, except that costly fumble by Jack Doyle in the closing seconds of the game. And of course, I feel that the Colts offensive line needs to do a better job of protecting Andrew Luck on longer passing routes of the receivers. No concern over short timing routes, as Darren mentioned on previous podcasts, which they did do a good job of. And the offensive line did a real good on quick timing routes and protecting Andrew Luck in that specimen. So Darren, if you want to add anything else to the evaluation report, feel free to do so.
Tampa Bay and New Orleans. Of course, Tampa Bay won that game 48-40. Drew Brees attempted 45 passes and completed 37. That's a high passing attack. However, to the Colts, 40 yards rushing on Jordan Wilkins and Nyheim Hines. Thank you. And Christian Michael, 9 yards. That's roughly, 70 yards total?
75.
Roughly? 75?
Well, yeah, 75 total, yes.
Okay. So the Saints, although they lost that game, had a total of 43 rushing yards. Mm-hmm. Drew Brees threw for 439 yards and 3 touchdowns. High passing attack. Okay. Even though they lost that game, high passing attack. I believe that's what has to get it going first. If you give a handoff on the first play and it don't work out, your passing attack has to be on point at that point until the defense get tired.
Well, that has to get on point on any point in the game, regardless if it's the beginning or at the end. It has to get going at some point.
Here's what I count. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards, anywhere from 1 to 5 yards on the first possession or on the first play. It doesn't matter. He could rush for 1 yard on one play, rush for 3 yards on another play, rush for 2 yards on another play. As long as that football is moving on the behalf of the running game, to me, that's enough. What it can't be is Bernard with -2. That can't work. That's not going to work. You won't get the ball for the rest of that possession. Not unless we're at the end zone. At the goal line.
Okay. Let me just say this before I get to my other portion real quick. I'm just going to say this. Although that the Saints are high attack on passing, they could still, even though they had, 43 total yards of rushing?
43.
Even though that they had 43 total rushing yards, they could still get that ball rolling on the ground attack. It may not have been week 1. It may be week 2. But this has been a consistent problem for the Colts all season long, last season especially. Last season, the Saints got it together on the ground attack and the pass attack, which allowed them, which we talked about before, which allowed them play action. They bit off of that play action. Most of the defenses did for the Saints. They had bit off that play action, and that's how Drew Brees got that ball deep. That's why he is on record to get that, because he had help from the ground game. That's all the Colts need. They need help from that ground game.
Okay. Because I'm going to ask you a question.
Good.
2K5. What do we do when the ground game didn't get going in? What do we do?
In most video game services, we had to rely on you.
You have to throw the football, right?
Yeah, I had to throw the football.
When you could not get yourself going on the offensive end, I had to rely on the weak offensive line to get the ball off.
Mm-hmm.
I have to rely on you for all-purpose yards.
Yep. Sure.
Even if that does mean more receiving yards, less than rushing yards, that pass attack can hurt any team when you have a good passing attack. Now, like you said, once Andrew Luck can get better protection to get it down deep, then that's a whole nother ball game. Then we're talking. But for right now, I just think that the pass attack need to continue to happen because they need to be able to figure out how to protect Andrew Luck. That's just my thoughts.
Okay. I'll leave it as that, which is fair. I'll leave it as that. But there was something else I had to mention real quick, Darren, before we moved on to the what was it, the predictions portion of this?
Nope.
I forgot what it was.
Disagreement games.
I just want to touch something up real quick. I was watching the game, and I happened to hear, listening to the commentators of the game, and I forgot who was commentating the game, but I heard that he has said, as long as the Colts gets into a 3rd and 5 or less situation, then, the Colts will be able to get guaranteed first downs. Which I had to kind of relieve myself, kind of cool myself, because I had disagreed with it. And I disagreed with it because you can put yourself in any 3rd down situation. And your job is just to get the first down. It don't have to be 3rd down and 5 or less. It don't have to be 3rd down and 10 or less, or more. Mm-hmm. In many situations from this game that I have seen, they have converted 65% of their 3rd downs. I think that was 11 for 17 on 3rd down. And I'm just going to give you an example. Now, for instance, 3rd down and 2. That's when Andrew Luck completed the pass to Chester Rogers for 8 yards. Okay, good. 3rd down and 7. Andrew Luck, of course, ran out the pocket and ran to the flat for 7 yards. Okay, good. Then 3rd down and 1. Yeah, Jordan Wilkins, he lost 2 yards on that play. That is your way of making guarantees that the Colts can actually make something of your 3rd down and 5 or less. 3rd down and 8. Andrew Luck threw a short right to T.Y. Hilton for 13 yards. Why I got to be 3rd down and 5 or less? Are you really trying to downplay the Colts, saying that if they can have it that easy, they can make it that easy? Nah, they can do it in any situation that they like. You just think that 3rd down and 5 or less is perfectamundo to you. Sit down, boy, because you don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. That was just a crock of bull when he just said that.
Well, I think he was going, I'm hoping that he was going at the point that if it is 3rd down and 5 or less, that it will be a lot easier to get a first down versus being 3rd down and 10 or 3rd down and 6, 7, 8, 9 yards.
He didn't signify anything. However, if he would have said if that would have been an easier strategy, I would have agreed with him.
So
3rd down and 5 or less.
So he just practically said that it was just no chance that they would get a first down unless it was 3rd down and 5 or less.
He was saying that pretty much the Colts should get it down to the 3rd down and 5 situation, 3rd down and 5 or less. I just felt in that particular case is that you are downgrading how the Colts play on the 3rd down situation. And they converted 11 of their 17 3rd down conversions. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, dude, you have every right to say what you say, but that right there posed a problem to me. That just posed a problem to me because you just pretty much just said, hey, this is where the Colts need to be, but if they can't get there, they're not going to be pretty much guaranteed the third down to convert. And I feel personally, any team could get a conversion on third down, even if it's not even a third down and 5 or less. That's just how I feel about it. But, hey. I just run a podcast. That ends my evaluation report. So, Darren, whenever you're getting ready to do the disagreement games, hit it.
Of course, there was just 2 of them. If I'm correct, yes, just 2 of them. And that was the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Darrell, you said the Ravens was going to win. I said the Bills was going to win, and the Ravens won that game in blowout fashion. I believe it was 40. It was either 40-3 or 47-3.
7-3 or something like that. Yeah.
I think it was 40. Like I think it was.
I think it was 47-3. I can check it real quick.
I'm already on it because I had it already pulled up. It was 47-3.
47-3.
Yeah, 47-3. And then, of course, who we just got through talking about, the Cincinnati Bengals, Indianapolis Colts. Colts had no business losing this game, but ended up losing this game anyway. You picked the Bengals, I picked the Colts, and the Bengals won, potentially off of a fumble and a good catch by Jack Doyle, but just got blindsided by good defense and blew that game wide open because the Colts was marching. I mean, he was on it. That last possession, I watched that last possession of that game. He was on it. Andrew Luck was dime on in that last possession. It's like, man, I've been through this too many times. I may have been gone for a while, but I ain't forgot how to do this, pimp. Went right on out there and took care of business right up until he threw that ball to Jack Doyle. Good defense cost the game.
It wasn't even so much of Andrew Luck. It was Jack Doyle.
It was Jack
Doyle. That's the bad part about that. It was Jack Doyle.
It was Jack Doyle. Mm-hmm. It was Jack.
And got the first down. That was a 3rd down and 15 situation. And got the first down. He coughed up the football. He coughed up the football. During that possession, one of the guys ran out of bounds to save timeouts. They still had all 3 timeouts left. All 3 of them. All 3 of them.
Darrell, do that reminisce to you to anything?
Not that I can recall.
It can reminisce you back to the Peyton Manning era.
Time management.
How many times have you seen Peyton Manning call timeout doing time management?
Rarely.
It was very rare.
Somebody better be hurt. Yep. Somebody better be hurt. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, and
that's how he got it. Mm-hmm.
And back in those times, a lot of players fake that injury just so they get a timeout to slow them down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They
try to crack that, and they try to crack down on that, but they couldn't prove it. Yeah. They couldn't prove it.
A lot of times they can't prove it no more. But yeah, that to me just flashed back to the Peyton Manning there. I'm like, dang, Andrew Luck down here throwing the football. They going out of bounds. They doing good time management. I'm like, Jack Doyle,
they did good.
If Jack Doyle would have not coughed up that football, Colts would have won that game.
They would have won that game. I agree there.
It would have flashed back to Andrew Luck's last game back in 2016.
Yep.
Let me take that back. 2017, but it was the 2016 season.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, them are the 2 disagreement games. Darrell, you won both of them. 2-0 on the year, and I'm 0-2 on the year so far with the disagreement games. So now we're gonna have the playbook, Darrell's playbook, presented by Nobody. When you're good and ready, it's yours.
All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the playbook for the Redskins, the Colts game, week 2. The game date for that is going to be this Sunday, September 16th. And I want to take a look at the key stats, and I feel at this in particular point, this is going to be about the defense. I believe that the defense of the Indianapolis Colts is going to have to overpower the defense of the Washington Redskins. Take a look at the points per game from these two teams. Colts have 23. The Redskins have 24 points per game. Defensive points per game, Colts gave up 34. Redskins got 6. And total yards per game, the Colts has 380 and the Redskins has 429. With the high-powered attack of the Colts, it's going to be difficult, in my personal opinion, for the Redskins to keep up. However, with the Redskins having 429 yards per game, that could include anything that the throwing game, that the passing game is just much on point as much as the Colts, except they just had 380. So that is that for my key stats. I believe it's going to be about defense. Who is going to have the better defense of the game? Injury reports. Crap. For week 2, this is unofficial, of course. Pretty much everything has stayed the same. In this case, there's a couple more that has added to it. With Tyquan Lewis, I can take him out. He is on IR. I should have taken him off. But Andrew Luck, I haven't seen him on the list either. Should have taken. I took him off. Defensive back Chris Milton, he has a concussion. That's going to be uncertain, most definitely. Wide receiver Krishan Hogan, his is undisclosed. I don't think he's injured. I think the Colts was going to release him. That's why they put him on the injury list. Chris McCain, his is undisclosed. Of course, he's not injured. He got charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor. So he is going to be also questionable of playing week 2. They might release him too. And wide receiver Matt Hazel, his is undisclosed too. This right here is the real mystery. They do not know what the deal is with this. That was interesting, but I left it as that. Should I go on and do the headlines now, or should we wait?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Sure, why not?
I don't remember how we did it from the last podcast that quick. That's how fried my brain is.
Obviously. Even when I sat there told you the lineup. Sad.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, but well, that's pretty much my playbook for the Redskins and the Colts for week 2. Once again, game date September 16th of 2018. All right, so let's go ahead and shift this thing right on over to our predictions portion of this. So, Darren, whenever you're getting ready, go ahead.
All right, let's run down week 2 of the NFL and our predictions. Starting out with game number 1 will be a Thursday night matchup between the undefeateds. I hate saying that so early in the week. I like to say that after week 4.
After week 4, agreed.
But the battle of the undefeateds is going to be the NFC North rivals. It's going to be a divisional game between the 1-0 Baltimore Ravens and the 1-0 Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals pulled out that great win and the upsetting loss to the Indianapolis Colts last week. Taking a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. Right. Cincinnati won the last NFL game of the season last year, 31-27. Baltimore shut out Cincinnati in blowout fashion, 20-0, September 10, 2017. I believe that was the first NFL game of that season, also of 2017. And last year, the year before last, 2016-2017 season, The last game, Cincinnati won that game 27-10. That's a very interesting pattern of events.
It is.
Baltimore winning at the beginning of the season, Cincinnati winning at the end of the season. So with that being said, Darrell, Baltimore, Cincinnati, who do you have?
Although Cincinnati's defense has gotten better within the past 3 or 4 seasons, gotten a lot better. But it's not going to be enough for this high-powered offense of the Baltimore Ravens. I got the Ravens again in this game.
Agreed. I'm going with Baltimore.
They are looking too good. So
Very
hopefully
good.
that this week 1 is just we hope that it's just a continuation and not a fluke.
Mm.
So that'll be one thing to keep an eye on. I hope it's not a fluke.
Yeah.
If Cincinnati wins this game, I may not pick Baltimore anymore this season.
You might
That's
choke
just
on. You might choke on that.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Easy.
Yeah. Next game, 1:00 on Fox. We have an NFC South divisional rival game.
Ooh-wee.
Games that I hate the most. I do not like them, which speaks, before I even get more into that, before the podcast, last year I was talking to you about our matchups and how I did not pick. Who was it that I didn't pick? I did not pick.
I think it was the Saints and the Falcons, or the Saints and Buccaneers.
It was the Saints and the Vikings. I picked the Saints to win that game, and the Vikings ended up winning that game.
Sorry.
Last week, I picked, again, the Saints to win that game against the Bucks. The freaking Bucks won that game.
Won the game, yeah.
I'm over the NFC South. They're driving me nuts. But
they played the Vikings, though, last season.
It don't matter. It don't matter. New Orleans is in the NFC South. They drive me nuts. Always so unpredictable. Jesus. Now they're going to really be unpredictable this week. Even though Cincinnati didn't win the game, they didn't lose a game either. So you don't even know what this game is. A coin toss.
Yeah, there's one more famous coin tosses.
Yep, my coin tosses. That's right. All right, we got the Carolina Panthers, the 1-0 Carolina Panthers going up to 0-1. Atlanta Falcons, looking at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams, the Falcons won the last season matchup of 2017, 22-10. Carolina won November 5th, 2017, 20-17. And the Falcons won December 24th, 2016, 33-16. Darrell, NFC South divisional rivals. Who do you have in this game?
The Panthers are going to have to get over a pass of the offense and the rushing game. So I don't know how well it's going to look for the Panthers. Of course, the NFC South is always unpredictable. But I'm taking my chances on this one. I'm picking the Falcons.
Oh, okay. Our first disagreement of week 2. I'm going with the Carolina Panthers. I don't know. Something about I just think that Carolina might be the better team against Atlanta. It's just a personal thought. It's not nothing to really.
It could be, but since they both know each other so well, it's going to be hard to. To see this.
Most divisional games are always coin tosses for me. I try not to involve the coin toss, but sometimes they have to be involved.
Well, we have to learn how to attack that, my man. We got to learn how to attack that. We can't, but we can make it as easy as we can without it being difficult.
Who predicted that the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals would go into a tie? Nobody. No, do not give me that crap talk about we need to attack it. No, there's a time and a place for that. I'm not ready to go and attack something that could just be a coin toss. That's too much.
Why would you want to coin toss something where you can just easily look at your stats for easy information. You always preaching about stats. I mean, why would you want to use a coin toss for that?
Yes, I always preach about stats. But why would I want to go and waste time on a divisional game knowing that it's going to be a tie? Or some kind of...
You didn't never know it would have been a tie. That could have been a blowout. And you already knew it was damn near going to a blowout. They just let Cleveland come back. Ben Roethlisberger wasn't playing good anyway. He had already threw 4 picks up to that point.
My point exactly. You think, and we both picked Pittsburgh to win that game, neither team won. Next time it's going to be a damn coin toss. Point blank period. It's going to be a coin toss. It's just going to be a coin toss, and whoever it is, I'm just going to pick. It's just like the Cubs and Cardinals. Whoever I pick in a coin toss going to win. It just don't matter. It just don't matter. Next game, 1 o'clock on CBS. We have the 0-1 Indianapolis Colts going up against the 1-0 Washington Redskins. Take a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. The Indianapolis Colts won the 2014 matchup November 30th, 49-27. And then the Washington Redskins took the last 2 previous preseason games, starting off with August 25th, 2012, 30-17, and then August 19th, 2011, 16-3. I actually remember that game. I think I sat there and watched. I think I sat there and watched that preseason game. Because I don't. I want to say that was the year that Kerry Collins was quarterbacking.
In 2014, I thought Andrew Luck was playing.
2011.
Oh, you're talking about 2011.
2011. Colts, Redskins, who you got?
As much as I want to see the Colts win this game, I really do want to see them win this game. And I think they have a chance. So I'm going to take that chance. I'm picking the Colts.
Wow. Second disagreement this week. We have flipped. The Indianapolis Colts. You pick the Colts. I'm picking the Redskins. I'm not going to do it. I'm taking the Redskins in this game. I'm taking the Redskins. Even though the Colts' defense is young, I don't know how well they're going to be able to handle that pass attack. I don't know.
That's why I said it's going to be the battle of the defense. It's going to be the battle of the Colts' defense and the Redskins' defense. And that's the one thing I am concerned about, but I'm taking my chances. I'm going to go ahead and pick them anyway.
I'm just concerned about if they're going to show up to play. If they show up to play, then we can talk about the battle of the defense. Right now, I just need to know.
You mean to tell me they didn't show up last week against the Bengals?
Why are we talking about the Bengals? I didn't say anything about Cincinnati and then the Colts and them not showing up. I'm just saying with Washington. It seems like every time they get on the road early in the season game, they slack. I
think the Colts is ready to show up. They proved it week 1. It's just that they
were at home. They were at home.
But they still lost and they collapsed that game, man.
But still, they had some energy. Last year, they got their butts spanked. First game of the season, remember?
Yeah, I do.
I'm going with the Redskins. Thank you for telling me that. I'm going with the Redskins. Next game, 1 o'clock on CBS. We had the 0-1. Oh, this is the NFC South divisional rivalry here. We have the 0-1 Houston Texans going up against the 0-1 Tennessee Titans. Somebody's winning.
Yeah.
Somebody's winning because there's only one team that won in the the AFC South, and that was the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the only team that won. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Titans won December 3rd, 2017, 24-13. The Texans won October 1st, 2017, in blowout fashion, 57-14. And the Tennessee Titans won January 1st, 2017, 24-17. Darrell Watts, Texans, Titans. Who do you have?
I'm going to pick the Texans.
I agree. I'm going with the Texans. This is the third mechanical pencil that's broke. I had one at work that broke on me. I come home, do these predictions, broke on me then.
Okay, now I can't hear you again. This ain't your day. This ain't your day.
This pencil decides it wants to break on me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's driving me nuts. I got the Texans in this game. What you got?
From Texas. Got the Texas. Got Charlotte Liddell.
All right. Next game. 1 o'clock on Fox. The Philadelphia Eagles coming off the win against the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-0 Philadelphia Eagles going up against the 1-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Eagles won the preseason matchup August 11, 2016, 17-9. And then the Buccaneers won November 22nd, 2015 in blowout fashion, 45-17. And in 2013, the Eagles took that win October 13, 2013, 31-20. Darrell, Eagles, Buccaneers. Who you got?
Eagles.
Jack. I'm going with the Eagles too. No doubt about it.
Even though Ryan Fitzpatrick is looking good. Now, if Ryan Fitzpatrick can naturally prove that he could win again against the Eagles, then something's wrong with the New York Jets. Period.
Here's my problem with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I'm going to make this as brief as I can because he's not worth talking about. He does good at the beginning of the season, and he slacks off towards the end of the season. That's my problem with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He looked same thing with the New York Jets. Looked real good and then just slacked off and went off the picture towards the end of the season, which is why they released him. All right, next game, 1 o'clock on CBS, a very good matchup. The 1-0 Kansas City Chiefs going up against the winless and the loseless Pittsburgh Steelers, the 0-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. Pittsburgh won the last 3, starting in October 15, 2017, 19-13, and then January 15, 2017. That was the AFC, I want to say the divisionals. Nope, the wild card. That was the what? No, it was not. It was the divisionals. I got it right here to prove it. I believe.
Of course you do.
I do. I got it, and I'm going to see if I am right. I believe it was either the wild card or the divisionals. Divisionals. Nope. January 15th? We didn't have that year. I think. Let me take that back. I don't have the records from the 2016-2017 season. Only the 2017 and the 2018 season is on the old laptop. So I don't have that.
Oh.
So it might have been, I want to say it was the divisionals. And then October 2nd, 2016, Pittsburgh also won that matchup in blowout fashion, 43-14. Darrell, good matchup. Who you got? Sorry, Chiefs, Steelers, who you got?
If the Chiefs defense can get past the Steelers offense, I'm liking the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going with them. Patrick Mahomes looking too good.
I agree. Andy Reid know how to coach. I believe he can outcoach Mike Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
Give Ben Roethlisberger a hard time. So I am going with the Kansas City Chiefs myself. Even though Pittsburgh's going to be at home, when both of these teams play each other on their home turf, it is very hard for both teams. So I am actually going to pull out with Kansas City winning this on the road. Next game, 1 o'clock on CBS, we have the battle of the NFC East. on hand here. Both teams undefeated. The 1-0 Miami Dolphins going up against the 1-0 New York Jets. Take a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. The Dolphins won October 22nd, 2017, 31-28. And then the Jets won September 24th, 2017, 20-6. And then the Dolphins won December 17, 2016, 34-13. Darrell, Dolphins, Jets. Who you got?
Dolphins. Dolphins. I don't trust Sam Darnold just yet.
Well, this is going to be the third disagreement. I'm going to go ahead and risk it and pick the Jets. I'm just going to risk it and pick the Jets, something different, see what happens. Just go try something different here. Both teams have a shot. Both teams, to me, are fairly even matched up because they are NFC East division, and they are both rivals on that. So
Dolphins give a hard time to that rookie. He gonna give him a hard time. They know each other so well. He gonna give him a hard time. I'm sorry. That's besides the Miami's gonna win this game.
Well, I'm gonna try the Jets this time. I'm just gonna pick the Jets, see what happens.
Now, however, if the Jets do win, I will pick them for the rest of the season.
I'm gonna make sure you own that to that too. As soon as if they do win, I'm gonna make sure on the spreadsheet that every pick of the New York Jets team that they play, you pick them. I'm gonna make sure of that. You sure you want to go that route?
No, but I know I'm confident about this. But hell, why not?
Okay. All righty. I will make a note of that. Because I'm going to hold you to that one. I'm going to hold you to that one so bad. I can't wait.
Oh.
All right, next game. 1 o'clock on CBS, we had the 0-1 Los Angeles Chargers going up against the 0-1 Buffalo Bills. Take a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. The Los Angeles Chargers won all 3 matchups. Actually, let me take that back. The Los Angeles Chargers and the San Diego Chargers won the previous 3 matchups. The Los Angeles Chargers won November 19, 2017, 54-24. And then the San Diego Chargers won September 21st, 2014, 22-10. And the San Diego Chargers won December 11, 2011, 37-10. Darrell, Chargers, Bills, who you got?
Chargers.
Check. Let's see, I can't even find them. I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on this one. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Chargers in this game. Don't want to. I really want to pick the Bills. But I'm going to go ahead and stick to the Bills. I mean, the Chargers. All right. Here we go. Another nice game. 1 o'clock on Fox. We have the 1-0 Minnesota Vikings going up against the 1-0 Green Bay Packers. Take a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. The Vikings took the previous 2 matchups. Aaron Rodgers had to be injured. He either had to been injured or got injured late in the game.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Huh?
Yeah, he was hurt. Collarbone. I think it was collarbone.
December 23rd, 2017?
Yeah, I think it was his collarbone.
16-0. Minnesota. October 15, 2017?
I don't remember.
23-10, Minnesota. And then Green Bay. December 24th, 2016, 38-25, Green Bay. All right. Darrell, Vikings, Packers. What do you got?
Vikings look good, but if Aaron Rodgers is playing, they can minimize their wins. So I'm going to risk it. I'm picking the Packers.
This is an investment that I'm going to make. And I agree with you. I'm picking Green Bay. That's an investment that you have to be very careful about because you don't know if he's going to get injured or if something could happen in practice or anything like
or
that.
Or they decide that he's not going to play week 2.
Yeah.
That is the main thing I'm concerned about.
Yeah, they could sit there say all week long, oh, Aaron Rodgers is going to play. Game time decision. Come down to it. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to play. Soon as Green Bay come out on the field, here come the backup quarterback. What in the hell just happened here?
Derek, can't hear you again, man. Sorry. I know. Y'all know who don't know this. Who don't know this.
I have no patience.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating.
How can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
I don't even know what y'all heard or what y'all didn't hear, but
whatever your statement was, it was probably a good one.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, where did I last stop at? I don't know.
I don't remember either.
All I know is that
you was talking about the next thing you know.
Oh, all week long, Aaron Rodgers going to be playing. Game time decision. Oh, he's definitely going to be playing as soon as the first possession of the Green Bay Packers possession, the backup quarterback comes in. What in the hell just happened? What just happened? Are you serious?
Are you flipping serious?
Are you blankety blank serious? I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah, I am too, Darren.
All right, next game, 1 o'clock on Fox. We have, oh my goodness. Oh, this don't look good. We have the 0-0-1 Cleveland Browns going up against the 0-1 New Orleans Saints. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both teams. The Browns took the previous 3. Preseason, August 10, 2017, 20-14. September 14, 2014, 26-24, and October 24th, 2010, 30-17. Looked like Cleveland had their way with the New Orleans Saints. Darrell, Browns, Saints. Who you got?
That was a joke. I'm going with the Saints.
I agree. I just couldn't find them. I agree. I'm going with the Saints in this game. I picked them last week. They let me down.
Yeah, they let me down too, Darren.
Hopefully they'll do me a better favor.
I hope they do too.
Next game, 4:05 on Fox. We had the 0-1 Detroit Lions going up against the 0-1 San Francisco 49ers. I'm very disappointed with the 49ers in last week, and I never even got to mention that. I am so disappointed with the 49ers. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Lions won December 27, 2015, 32-17, and then the San Francisco 49ers took the previous 2, starting from September 16, 2012, 27-29, and then October 16, 2011, 25-19. Darrell, Watts, Lions, 49ers, who you got?
Gonna take another gamble again. I don't like Detroit. I'm going to pick the 49ers.
Another disagreement. I'm going with the Lions.
I think this will probably be a bounce back game. I hope it is.
I think this is a coin toss game.
Are you flipping serious?
Yes, Darrell, coin toss.
Man, why don't you just go ahead and just be the coin toss referee for the NFL?
Darrell, if I was really going into the coin tossing game, would you think I would have created this spreadsheet and this game system for nothing? Are you flipping serious?
So far, it seems like to be a waste, Mr. Coin Toss. Yeah, let's just flip the coin, see what happens.
Did it happen yet? Did it happen?
You showed tipped it in this, ain't you? I can't hear you again. It's just like, boy. No. Yeah, I agree to that one.
Blankety blank, blank, blank.
Yeah.
Hear me.
Yeah, better.
Now, did I do it? Has it happened yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting for it.
Then shut your lips.
I'm waiting for it.
Next game. Wait a minute. Did I pick my pick?
No, you said you picked the Lions.
Right. Okay. Next game, 4-0-5 on Fox. We had the 0-1 Arizona Cardinals going up against the 1-0 Los Angeles Rams. Taking a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. Oh, wow. This is a NFC West division rival game. Okay. Taking a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Rams took December 3rd, 2017 game, 32-16, and then took October 22nd, 2017 game in blowout fashion and in shutout fashion, 33-0. And then the Arizona Cardinals took the January 1st, 2017 game, 44-6. That was also in blowout fashion. Darrell Watts, Cardinals, Rams. Who you got?
Rams.
I agree. The Cardinals defense is going to have to get better.
Yeah. And even though they're 6, but they still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do.
They got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Primetime game number 1. 4:25 on CBS. Rematch of the AFC Championship game. 2017, the New England Patriots, the 1-0 New England Patriots, going up against the 1-0 Jacksonville Jaguars, battle of the undefeated. Take a look at the previous last 3 matchups against both of these teams. New England took the AFC Championship game January 21st, 2018, 24-20. Jacksonville took the preseason game August 10th, 2017, 31-24. And then New England took, in blowout fashion, the 2015 matchup September 27, 51-17. Now, Darrell, as much as I love my coin tosses, would you consider this a coin toss game?
Yeah, I would. I consider this a coin toss.
All right, Darrell, Patriots, Jaguars, who you got?
Okay. This is tough.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to blankly say that New England cheated their way into this win.
Yeah.
Jacksonville has looked so good. And they did a win last week, pretty much, without Leonard Fournette. So I'm going to try again. I'm picking the Jags.
I agree, Darrell. No doubt. No doubt.
I'm trying again. I'm going to
Yes.
pick the Jags.
Yes. I'm not giving up on the Jags. I don't want
Me
to.
neither.
I do not care if this game chalks as a loss for me. I do not care. I'm picking Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Did we pick them in the championship game? Matter of fact, I believe we did.
picked Jags. I think
That's what I'm saying. Did we pick them?
Yeah.
Did we pick the Jags? Double
and they're
check
supposed
that.
to have won that game. Yeah, they're supposed to have won that game.
Yeah. Yep, we both – no. Wait.
You picked the Patriots?
No, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yep, we both picked Jacksonville. And I'm doing it again.
I'm doing it again. I'm picking the Jags.
That's right.
Period.
And Jacksonville's at home. It's a good chance.
Good chance. Agreed.
All right. Game number 2 of primetime, 4:25 on CBS. We have the 0-1 Oakland Raiders going up against the 1-0 Denver Broncos. Battle of the AFC West. Take a look at the previous 3 matches against both of these teams. The Raiders took the November 26, 2017 matchup 21-14. Broncos took the October 1st, 2017 game 16-10. And the Denver Broncos also took the January 1st, 2017 game 24-6. Darrell, Raiders, Broncos, who you got?
The only way the Raiders going to win this game is that beast mode runs the ball all game long, which that's not going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Denver Broncos in this game.
Darrell, I'm just going to be real with you. I do not like John Gruden, so I'm picking the Denver Broncos. Don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they have a chance to win a game. I just don't like John Gruden. That's all I got to say about that.
There you go. There you have it, folks.
Before we go into this next matchup, let me be the first to bring a flashback into week one. Was it week one? Yep. Week one of last year's Sunday night matchup. No, it wasn't Sunday matchup. It was the primetime game. The New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Darrell picked the New York Giants last year and did not win that game.
Keep going.
But there's a positive to this thing.
I don't give a damn about your positives right now. You already brought that up.
Both teams are winless.
I don't care. Keep it to moving.
If I could go back and find film on that, I would definitely share that.
I don't care.
You better be lucky I can't find the film. I would definitely share that. But so going into this year's Week 2 matchup, 8:20 on NBC, we had the 0-1 New York Giants going up against the 0-1 Dallas Cowboys. Take a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. Dallas won the December 10, 2017 matchup 30-10, and I believe Darrell picked the Giants to win that game too. September 10, 2017, Darrell picked this team, the Giants, to win, but did not win, 19-3. And then the Giants actually won in 2016, December 11th, 10-7. Darrell, Giants, Cowboys, who you got? I shouldn't even ask that question, but I'm going to anyway. No. And as a refresher course, this is a NFC East battle and the rivals.
I'm really thinking about pleading the fifth on this one.
You just want to do a coin toss?
Nope. But if I had a choice, it would be the Giants because I do not like the Cowboys.
Okay.
I don't like the Cowboys.
Interesting. You don't like Dakota Prescott anymore?
It's not so much I don't like Dakota Prescott. It's more of the fact that the Dallas Cowboys has really let things go where they were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have been dealing with the same stuff for a long time, and for what? What's your reward out of this?
Yeah.
You know, it's just not working anymore. And if they continue this prospect, they are going to continue to lose games. Nothing against the Giants. I don't like the Giants either because they have not developed the way I wanted to because they have let me down all last season. But this time, I'm going to actually go ahead and take a back seat to the Giants. And when I see that it's 59-0, the Cowboys, I'm jumping out. Period. So I got the Giants.
I'm actually going to agree with you on this game. I'm actually going to pick the Giants. I am going to pick the Giants.
Don't console me here.
I'm not trying to console you. For one thing, I'm not really thinking about you. The other part of it is that I just don't think the Cowboys' defense is good enough anymore. I think they lost it, like you said. So, yeah, I agree. I'm going with the New York Giants. I'm actually going to try it this time. Now,
if Saquon Barkley really gets himself going, then absolutely the Giants can win this game. They can win this game. Mm-hmm. And there's so much critics talking about, the Here's the reason why that the Cowboys, not the Cowboys. Here's the reason why that the Giants is going to regret picking Saquon Barkley over Sam Darnold. Who gives a shit? First of all, we are talking about a running back that could be a combination of Barry Sanders and Walter Payton put together. Mm-hmm. So do you actually believe for 1 second that the Giants need another quarterback? No, they got Eli Manning. Yeah, he's on the slip of the ropes. All quarterbacks go through it.
Yeah.
They need Saquon Barkley, period.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of crap to me, but
we just
podcast.
Yep, we just run a podcast.
Just run a podcast.
All right. Last game, Monday night game, 8:15 on ESPN.
Oh, hell.
We had the 0-1 Seattle Seahawks going up against the 0-1 Chicago Bears. Their defense looked good, but Aaron Rodgers made them look like a fool. Take a look at the previous 3 matchups against both of these teams. The Seahawks took all 3. Start with September 27th, 2015, 26-0. And then in the preseason matchup, August 22nd, 2014, 34-6. And then December 2nd, 2012, 23-17. Darrell, Watts, Seahawks, Bears. Who you got?
Well, the Bears defense is looking good. My only problem is how Russell Wilson is going to react to the Bears defense now that they got addition to Khalil Mack and he played well last week. But as usual, I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Seahawks.
Great.
That first game.
I agree. I'm going Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks.
Period.
Yeah. Great. All right, there's your predictions for week 2 in the NFL. Now we're going to head on over and have the headlines. Darrell, when you're good and ready, floor is yours.
All right. So here's the headlines for the this coach proportions of this. Not really much here. Darren, of course, I'm going to get an opinion from you here in a minute. So here's the headlines. Chris McCain and Anthony Johnson is released from the Colts IR list. Odds are, I think that Chris McCain might actually get released, in my personal opinion, but we'll see. The Colts released a week 2 unofficial depth chart. And in the AFC South, Deshaun Watson, of course, showed rustiness in the loss to New England. And the Jacksonville Jaguars' formula of success is paying off so far. And the Tennessee Titans lose their key Pro Bowl tight end for some time. Then we have Frank Wright. He wants a better balance on offense. We touched up a little bit on that, Darren. Mm-hmm. Do you actually agree with this? Now, I've said that they need a better running game, but Frank Wright wants better balance. So do you agree with that?
If he's doing the West Coast, I don't agree with that. If you're doing a spread offense, then yes. But if you're doing the West Coast offense, you're defeating the whole purpose in having the West Coast offense. So, no, I do not agree with that.
Well, that just depends on what type of philosophy he has, too.
That's what I said. I don't know what type. I don't know what it is. So, if it's a West Coast offensive philosophy that he has, then no, I don't agree with that because the West Coast is a pass attack offense. But if it's more of a spread offense, then yeah, I agree with it because that's more of a balance with the West Coast and the running game. So yeah, I absolutely agree with that. So it just depends on what he has. Once I know what he has, then I can go with it.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. And last but not least, what did we learn from the Colts and the Bengals game? Darren, what is your thoughts on that? What did you
learn from that? One thing. I learned one thing and one thing only. Hold on to the football. Hold on to the football. Hold on to the football. If you don't believe me, ask Tom Brady in the Super Bowl in that last possession.
Yeah.
Hold on to the football.
To football. Yeah. Absolutely.
Real talk.
Here's what I learned. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here is what I learned from that game. I've learned, Cincinnati, I got a real strong, powerful message for you. You pull out a win, your defense became stellar in the game against the Colts.
It's a
So
fluke.
my powerful message to you is enjoy that, because that's going to be your last win for quite some time.
That's what I'm saying. It was a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
A fluke.
Enjoy it. That's how I feel about that. All right. Quick headlines there. So, Darren, do you have any final thoughts?
No, just to flashback into week 2 of last season's matchup real quick. The records. You went 12. Okay. You went 12-4 last year in week 2. I went 13-3 in week 2 of last year. In the divisional matchup alone,
was that last season or this one?
Just practically this past season. I don't have them by week, but for week 2, we both won the week 2 matchups for the AFC North. We both lost the AFC East. We both won the AFC West. We both lost the AFC South. We both lost, no. I won the NFC South. You lost the NFC South. Actually, it was a flip. I think there was 2 games in week 2. I don't remember. I got to look back real quick, but I don't think I've seen any. No. NFC. That was NFC West. Nope. Nope. Just that one game. Who was it? Okay, they didn't play. We didn't have any.
Okay.
I don't think there was any divisional games in week 2 now that I think about it. Or now that I'm looking at it. Nope. Oh, this was the week that New Orleans got robbed.
To no surprise.
To New England.
Yeah. Why wouldn't? That's nothing new. Shockingly, but it's nothing new.
Yeah. Tennessee, Jacksonville, we both lost that. Week 2. Oh, Giants and the Lions. You lost the NFC East. I won the NFC East.
Now, of course.
That's it. Oh, 49ers, Seahawks. We both won it. That's it. That's it.
So how did we do this week? Well, last week. How did we do last week?
How did we do last week? Last week. So, because of the tie, records don't look even. You are 10-5 in week 1. I'm 8-7 in week 1. Bad start, but it will get better.
Well, thanks a lot, Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. 62% winning percentage. And for me, would be technically they got me at an even 500, but because of that tie.
You're really supposed to be like 51, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like 51.
51. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there you go. As of for divisional matchups, I have not finished that yet. So, I had that for you next week. However, I will say this. AFC West, you won. I won. AFC South, now that don't look right. Oh, that's because I haven't finished it. For the South, I only did the North and the East.
Gotcha.
So I have all that for you next week.
Perfect.
That's all I have.
Sounds good to me. Real quick before we get out of here, Darren, what impressed you week 1?
Good question. You threw me off.
Well, here's mine. Here's mine. What impressed me was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pulling out that shocking win to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, here's mine. I was impressed with the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers game overall. Khalil Mack with his first pick six with the Chicago Bears. And then Mr. Rogers coming in, showing that his neighborhood and came back from 20 down and win that game 24-23. Overall, I am impressed with that Sunday night. No, that primetime, Sunday night game. That Sunday night game, I was very impressed, and that was actually a very good nationally televised football game right there.
Agreed. All right. So, if there is nothing else, Darren, we can wrap this up and get on out of here.
Let's do that.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. Of course, if you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show? Just comment on the comment section below as usual. Of course, we're on the social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have any questions for us in particular, you can just let us know. And if you like them, we'll share them on the air as usual during our recording. Of course, we're on iTunes. Give us a review. Anything that we can improve on our show, just let us know. And, of course, subscribe to our channel. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darren's on the opposite side.
You got it.
All right. Catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then,
ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. Now, there's an understatement that always goes, that has always been true from day one when sports decided to come out, is that it can be very unpredictable. And of course, that's always been the statement, that's always been so true. And depending on how you look at it, it can be very unpredictable. But with Double Take Sports Talk, we just throw some entertainment in there. Even if we don't get predictions right or theories don't come out right, we always just throw a little entertainment into the mix. So why not just have a little fun with it? That's how predicting can be so fun if you make an entertainment out of it. But other than that, of course, I'm all for it. But anyway, we're on social media around the globe here. We're on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hit us up on our fan page at the Watch Brothers. You can hit us up on Twitter at DTST2414. And, of course, you can hit us up on Instagram, Double Take Sports Talk. So, YouTube, subscribe. You can share. You can do all the good stuff. Do anything that you like. We're just trying to grow a podcast here, folks. We're also on the iTunes. You can download our episodes there. We're on the video, of course, and we're on the audio portion too. So either way that you can enjoy this podcast, you can do it audio, we do it on video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the podcast. And until then, ciao.
Goodness. Oh, I have got to get up after a while. My goodness. Fat and old just don't combine together good at all.
Why wouldn't it?
Excuse you. Speak your mind, player. You got something to say?
For all the obvious reasons.
Right. I'm trying to down the second thing of 64 ounces of water.
What'd you do? Have one earlier today? Well, let me finish that.
Yeah, earlier today. Awful. Just disgusting.
See, you had that sparkling water I ain't had in a minute. Yeah.
The only reason why I got this is because of one David Ellis. It's the only reason why I got it. He gave me a whole case of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, gave me a whole case of it. Got it in the fridge now. Let's finally get no Zevia. This is a substitute. Ain't no use in spending that kind of money if I got this.
Exactly.
My dinner was $5. Actually, yeah, it was $5.
Yeah. I gotta agree to go back do my shopping here in a few minutes. I gotta do it.
In a few minutes.
I gotta do it.
Why in a few minutes?
Because I don't want to wait till the morning.
Why didn't you just do it earlier this morning? Oh, goodness gracious. Let me take the wildest guess. You didn't get up till 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
1.
Who don't know this?
And I thought your mama was supposed to be coming over, but she didn't come. I was going to have her run me out there.
Actually, let me take you, because I actually got to go myself.
Oh, you want them pork rinds.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. But no, that's not what I'm going out there for.
Why?
Antifreeze.
They ain't got nothing to Kroger?
Yeah, I just forgot to get it when I was there. Don't even. Don't.
I ain't saying a word.
Yet. I know you will.
Not yet.
I did not just say not yet.
Dot.
There's an old expression that goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
You ain't implying that about me. Check yourself, homie.
Girl, you are the more things change, the more they stay the same.
I can't help you in that cosplayer. I can't help you.
Huh?
I said, I can't help you on that one, player. What is this? Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's possible that Hurricane Florence constricted to a hurricane category 5.
And I just said was it Saturday, that it was taking a turn towards Bermuda?
Mm-hmm.
So much for that.
Nah, man, it's great hit. It's a Category 5. Not yet, though.
It's interesting because now that's going to reflect and it's going to hit us as customer service pretty badly.
Yeah, sure is. Not like if it already is already.
Oh, it did. It did. Jordan, you know how many times I got yelled at over email today?
For what? You'd rather not say.
And let's just say that I have to keep myself to a limit, just like how we were when we were with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, sure.
So I have to keep myself to a limit. Let's just say that there's some needy people.
Needy?
Needy.
Gotcha. Need say no more. Need to say no more.
So when I don't respond because I'm caught up with everything else.
That's when the chaos come.
Yes.
Oh, I got you.
When you're not Superman, you get yelled at.
Yeah. Yep, just like what I got to deal with tomorrow. I'm going to have to put on my Superman cape, my Incredible Hulk mask, and my Batman villain horns.
What time?
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Uh,
I was supposed to open tomorrow, but since a class got canceled, I went back down to 1 to close. We doing that for 2 days in a row.
change down the calendar.
Nah, it stayed on the calendar because that was my original schedule time anyway. I just didn't know for sure. That's why they make the change in the first place, because I was having a feeling that it was going to be canceled, and it was. So I left it as that.
Okay.
Yep. I left it as that. So yeah. Dude. Wow. Only if.
What in the world are you talking about?
I'm not talking about nothing.
I see.
Not in this particular moment, no. I just got to thinking, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get ready for Saturday's podcast.
So do I. Literally, so do I.
Man, I gotta get ready.
So do I. I gotta start something somewhere because I have not started anything.
I have not started Jack either.
I have not started anything. I have got to start over. Not start over. Start.
But you have to get started on it.
Yeah.
You have to get started on it.
Crud. Yeah, absolutely.
No crud. Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah. Well, you're about ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be over there shortly.